There is a simple reason why some apps built with AI survive thousands of users, while others collapse after 50, and it has nothing to do with writing better code. I'm Anto, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to build your AI app the same way pro developers do, so it can scale to thousands of users. It's a simple step-by-step process that I've used over the last 15 years building scalable system for some of the biggest banks in the world. And it all starts with stopping treating your app like a lottery ticket. Right now, most non-technical founders using AI to build their apps are literally playing the lottery. So you prompt the AI, you get code as output, and if it works, it feels like you have won. And in this case, winning means that you launch and you start getting revenues, maybe 1K or 5K a month, and it feels amazing. You think you are set, but here is the hard truth about software. What works today is guaranteed to break tomorrow, and when it breaks, the revenue stops and suddenly you have to play the lottery again, hoping that the next prompt fixes the issue without breaking everything else. But why does this happen? Because you skip the process that makes software stable. This diagram here is the Software Development Lifecycle, or SDLC. This is the map professional engineers use to ensure what they build doesn't collapse. And almost every non-technical founder I work with focuses only on these two steps. Step number 4 and step number 6. They think I'll use AI to write the code and then I'm ready to launch. But look at what they skipped. They skipped planning, analysis, design, testing, and maintenance. If you skip these, you are building a house on sand's foundations, and you're even charging people to live in it. So it may look okay for a year and maybe bring in some cash, but the first major user spike or an API change will completely destroy it. So if you want to stop playing the lottery and build an asset that keeps paying you, you have to stop skipping the start of the cycle, which brings us to the next big problem. How do you actually build once you have a plan? Once you realize you need a plan, so the steps from 1 to 3, you may be tempted to ask the AI to execute step 4 all at once. For example, you can ask something like, here is my plan AI, build the entire app. And this is the fastest way to hit the complexity wall. So I see founders do this constantly. They spend hours crafting the perfect prompt with a super detailed plan, and the AI writes in one go 500 lines of code. And it works until they have to add the new functionality, and suddenly the login stops working, and at this point they realize they have created a monster that they cannot control. So pro engineers use a different approach. They use iterative development. So we build in small isolated chunks, and instead of prompting something like build the entire app, you prompt something like build the user login flow, or build the user login just based on my design and don't add the style yet. At this point, you verify that everything works, and then you move to the next piece. The secret here is to treat your AI interaction like assembling a Lego set. If the roof doesn't fit, you are not going to throw away the entire house. You just fix the roof. And this will also keep your code clean and prevents a code that is messy and that will eventually kill any progress in the future. So now you know how to build properly. Let me show you how to avoid the fear of touching your app. So if you look back at the diagram, there are 2 steps that everyone forgets. Step 5, testing, and step 7, maintenance. If you ignore these, you develop the do not touch it fear, and you stop updating your app because you are super scared that it will collapse. And eventually, what's going to happen is that it's going to break, or even worse, your competitor overtake you because you haven't added any new feature, any new functionality. So think of your app like a car. You wouldn't drive a car for 10 years without ever changing the oil or checking the tires, right? So vibe coding and forgetting maintenance is exactly the same. It's like driving at 100 miles per hour without ever looking under the hood. Eventually, the engine will blow up. So you need to adopt a different mindset. You need to adopt the maintenance mindset. This means you don't keep adding and adding features and functionality to your app. After every new functionality, you pause and you focus on cleaning the code, you check the database, you check size and performance of the app. So what does this mean for you right now? It means if you want that recurring revenue to last, you have to stop skipping the fundamentals. You might be thinking, Anto, I'm not an engineer. How do I do step 1, 2, and 3, planning, analysis, and design? There is a good news. The good news is that you can use AI for that too. before you write a single line of code. And I have created this video right here to show you exactly how to use AI to handle those first 3 steps. Watch it now and stop playing the lottery with your business.